first time I reviewed this watch was the version 1. It was about 9 months ago. And I said in that video, have they hit another home run with this model? And I was absolutely right, because all of their colour variants pretty much sold out straight away. Now Tuseno has decided to re-release this watch, but with some upgrades. And you know what? They've listened, because some of the gripes that I actually spoke about in my review, they've changed. Now my question, have they done enough? Because there's one more change that I wanted done, but they haven't done it. Nonetheless, let's run the intro. Let's check out this Tuseno Windseeker version 2. Now Tuseno is relaunching this watch on the 4th of July, and if you look at that date wheel, it says the 5th. So I'm a day late to the party in recording this video, and by the time I finish editing it and getting all the B-roll footage, hopefully you've still got the pre-order prices. Because the pre-order prices for this watch comes in at $5.99. Nonetheless, the original watch that I actually reviewed back 9 months ago, there was about 2 or 3 changes that I wanted changed, I found them as gripes or room for improvement, and they've listened. They've actually changed a few of them. One of them they haven't. One of them I think maybe they're bound, they can't because of the particular movement type they're using, and I get that, but I'll explain that. But nonetheless, you saw the pop-up. Tuseno has sponsored this video, so I will of course leave a link in the description section. If this watch interests you, feel free to check them out. Hopefully, like I said, you fall in the pre-order bracket so that you can get this watch for $5.99. And before I get onto the specs of this watch, this particular one here is a prototype. So if you see any scratches or any marks, that's not my fault. I look after watches. But let's get stuck into it. The specs of this watch have not changed. The case diameter is still 39 and it still features a height of 10.4. The crown is still a 7.4mm signed screw down crown, and it still offers 100 meters of water resistance. And the total weight on the supplied bracelet size to my 18cm wrist comes in at exactly 132 grams. Now the last time I reviewed this, the weight came in at 129 grams to my wrist. This time it's 132. And you're thinking, well, what's happened there? Well, they've basically supplied half links, as you can see in there. So one of my gripes of the watch was they didn't have any half links. It sort of fit on my wrist really nicely, but if it was warmer weather, I know that I would have needed just a little bit more because a full link just made it too uncomfortable. And now they've listened, they've included half links in there so you can find the right comfort level for any wrist. So Tuseno, if you're listening, thank you. And looking at the overhead on my wrist, it still fits beautifully. That lug to lug of 47mm is lovely, and even that case height, really enjoyed this watch. Like I said, 10.4mm I measured to the top of that sapphire. Now with that half length, beautiful. I think they've just taken a good watch and made it just that little bit better. Now looking closely at that dial, you'll notice it looks pretty similar to the original, and it is. And one of the main changes that they've made on this watch is the rehaut. If you notice a stainless steel rehaut, there are no Arabics. The original had some Arabics all the way around. Personally, I didn't mind them. Now looking at it with a fully brushed rehaut, I think it's actually a nicer, cleaner look. Hats off to actually looking at something in a different light and getting a more purer visual perspective. And whilst we're on that dial, the flat sapphire crystal is still doing a fantastic job. I've had no legibility issues having this watch on my wrist. Now turning the watch over, you can see there's an exhibition case back with a sapphire crystal. And once again, hiding behind that case back is the Sellita SW200. Automatic, around 41 hours power reserve, nice proven workhorse, and I think very appropriate for this watch. This one here, being a prototype, I've thrown it on the time grapher. It's been running at plus 4 seconds per day. So for a pre-production version, no issues whatsoever. Now lastly, before I get into any more room for improvements of this watch or what they haven't changed, which I'll share, the lume. Now the original had some decent lume on it, but they've gone one step up. They've actually upgraded this to grade A BGW9 Swiss Superluminova. So the lume that you're seeing here is a pre-production version. The new release is going to have even better lume than this. So that's something to look forward to. And on that note, what are my gripes or room for improvement of this watch? Because I've almost run out of gripes because they've pretty much fixed everything, except for one thing, and that's that date window. Now the date window, they've actually gone and done a color matched date window, which is great. I love that. So the original ones, I don't know if you remember, they used to be white. Whether you had an orange dial, a blue dial, a silver dial, they were all white. Now they've gone and made them color matched. So I like what they've done. But unfortunately, the size, it's a little bit small. I understand they're probably constricted by the movement, by the date wheel itself. So if you were to go a little bit bigger, you'd probably see the left and right dates, the 6th and the 4th. It is what it is. So happy to live with it. The design looks good. In fact, I'm actually glad that they've gone color matched because it seems to blend in and give you a nice cleaner visual perspective, just like cleaning up that rehaut. And that's pretty much it, guys, because the rest of the watch has been, as far as I'm concerned, fixed. Now, could they have gone one step better? Well, they still offer a butterfly clasp. I get that. They've included that half length. For me, it would have been nice to include an on-the-fly adjustment clasp here because the comfort on this is excellent. The comfort on this is very good behind the wrist. But a lot of us are a little bit spoilt. We're always calling out for something extra, something more. So potentially for the Windseeker version 3, hopefully we can see an on-the-fly clasp. It was already a good watch from its inception. I said it back then. I thought, have they hit a home run? They actually did. They sold out all their copies and they've gone and re-released the watch with the upgrades that we spoke about and changed all the little niggles, all the little complaints that we made, bar one, to offer an even better watch and coming in at a pre-order price of $599. I think they've done well. So hit me up in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think of this watch or this brand. I've had nothing but good watches come from them. They've all seemed to be designed really well and finished and executed on a very good level. The shellback that I reviewed just recently, again, wonderful piece. And for me, it's a company that's ever evolving and changing and listening to the viewers and listening to the reviewers, and they're implementing their changes. So thanks again for watching. Be well, be safe. Enjoy the watch that's on your wrist. And if it's only one watch that you got in your collection, it's not a collection, I get that. But if it's only one watch, well, enjoy it nonetheless. It's better to have something on your wrist rather than go out into society naked. Thanks for watching. Be well, be safe, and we'll see you in the next one.